I'm going to show you a mistake made by one of the most successful direct mail marketers in American history. His name is Robert Ringer. He's an old friend, and I greatly respect his abilities as an advertising copywriter. But he's got a problem, and the problem is he is not in charge of his email. He's going now to direct mail marketing, but it's not through the snail mail system, it's through email. And Bob clearly does not know how to do it. And this is the problem we all face when we move from one area of our lives where we are really skilled and we get into another area, especially a technological area, where we don't know what's going on. So we turn it over to somebody else, and the person we turn it over to also doesn't know what he's doing. And this is one of those cases. I got this, it's from Robert Ringer, you can see this, and I got the ad. Now I like the first part of it, ads that can and it's probably make, how to dramatically increase. Well, that's wonderful. But how much of it can I read? Well, I can move this over. Ads that can make millions. Well, not this ad, let me assure you. How to dramatically increase your income. One of the ways is make sure you do beta testing on your email. Now you see the problem. I can't read it. I can't see what's there. I can scroll over here, scroll over there. Well, the ad's dead. There's just no question about it. This ad is dead. You could mail this to 10 million people and it's going to come down to the wire that you might make a few bucks. So you see the problem. It's a huge problem. Now, I've set my inbox over here so I can at least see when things came in. Now, let's assume that I really didn't care where they came from and really didn't care when they came in, so I could move this over, I guess. But who's going to do this? Who's going to move it? You want to at least see what the subject box has to say here. So I wouldn't move it any more to the left than this. Well, that doesn't do any good, does it? You can see what happened. Now here's a man who really knows how to write copy. The problem is he doesn't know how to mail copy. And you can see that he got bad advice from somebody because nobody's going to read this ad. Now, if he had a URL up here and it would say something like this, if you can't read this ad, click this link, and it would be a link that would take you to a website. Then you could read the ad. But I look through, I can't find that requirement or that recommendation. Now it has a lot of stuff about who he is and the successes he's had, but this is a dead ad. I mean, there's just no question about it. That ad is not going to work. And there may be a way of finding where the ad is if you look, but here he's got a discount, and I mean, this is a selling ad. Send me money. But nobody's going to send him any money. And he'll probably wonder, why not? Why didn't somebody send me some money? And the answer to it is he is sending a direct mail ad based on printed mail. This is a snail mail ad. He's got colors, he's got headlines, he's got here italics, he's got the old ... I mean, this is a classic ad that you would send somebody in the mail. But this isn't the mail in terms of snail mail. This is email, and it's not going to work. What he needs is simple copy, ASCII. Looks like a typewriter. No color, no underlining, no bold facing, none of it. Just text. Good old-fashioned text. And you know why that is? It's boring, but it can be read. And you limit it to about 63 characters per line, 65 at the most, so that the lines don't split. But 63 or 64 is better. Plain text looks like a typewriter. And you say, but that's got no whiz-bang to it. Well, yes, you're right. It doesn't have any whiz-bang to it, but you can read it. So what you need to do is test. And you need to test it first on yourself. And if you can't read it, as the guy who sends the ad, nobody else is going to read it. And then you do a small test. And once you find what works in terms of layout and typeface and whatever else it is that you're trying to coordinate in an ad, then you stick with that. That becomes a template, and you don't deviate from it unless you have really tested it and found through A/B testing that a new format or a new typeface works better, consistently better. It wouldn't take much to devise an ad that would work better than this. That I can assure you. Because it goes into somebody's mailbox and he's not going to be able to read it, even if he pulls this part of it over to the left, even if there's not much mailbox here. What he forgot was on the left-hand side over here are people's folders, and they're not going to give you that space. And Outlook is common. Now, this may work in somebody else's version of email. Maybe this is going to work in something like Gmail or the rest of it. But why would you give up access to people who use a program widely that has been used for how long? 8, 9 years? Now, I don't like Outlook. There's no question I don't like Outlook. But I don't like the idea of Gmail because it's free, but with Gmail, you always know that Google is going to be monitoring what is said, not in terms of finding out what you're saying, but monitoring what kind of ads work, what kind of keywords there are. I don't want to give that information up to a third party. Why would I want to do that? So I'm stuck with Outlook. And a lot of other people are users of Outlook, and it would be wise to make certain that everything you mail is consistent in terms of a program that is as widely used as Outlook. These are just some basics. Test it on yourself, make it simple, plain Jane, plain text, sell it on the basis of the copy, not the underlining and the italics and all the other stuff that the reader is never going to see.